What's up, guys? It's Thursday, November 13th, 4:08 p.m., and we got a crypto market update because Bitcoin back below 100K, and right now it's at 98,400, testing that key level, the 200 moving average on the 2-day chart. Let's pull that up. So as you can see here, we're right on it, the 200 moving average on the 2-day, which has held as support this whole entire bull run. As you can see, back since 2023, holding support. And then we found our big bounce, holding support, big bounce, holding support, big bounce. And right now we're at it again. On top of it, we have the 2-day prepare to buy soon. And we need to see some momentum come back up, and how we can gauge it is going to some lower time frames now, because the 2-day, the momentum doesn't look the best. But if we can look at some lower time frames, a daily, a 12-hour, and a little bit lower, and we start to see signs of momentum and a local bottom starting to form here, that's what we need to see at this point. So let's go to a daily chart. We have another 1-day prepare to buy soon flashing on this candle. Let's go to the 12-hour chart. So the momentum is starting to curl back over, but we've seen this before, like back late October year, but this time we've actually made a lower low versus this time it was a higher low. But as long as we can remain with the stock RSI above the 50 line on this 12-hour, that we're not in for a capitulation moment. It's if we were to break down below this where we could see things start to get a little bloodier. So like this 12-hour candle and the following 12-hour candle. So in about these next 16 hours, I would say if we're going to see a capitulation, it will happen then. And that brings us into Friday as well too, which usually are either big green days or big red days. So this kind of matches up. If we look at the 6-hour chart, we're already kind of cooled off here. We need to see the 6-hour and the 4-hour start to curl back up to avoid that capitulation. So looking at the 4-hour, we're cooled off. We need to see this start to cross up. If we look at the 2-hour, we're cooled off. We need to see this cross up. So really, like where we're at right now, we need to see that bottom come in. We don't want to see us go any lower, and we need to see things start to U-turn right now. So looking at this short-term kind of trend line support, we are below it. So really we want to get back up, reclaim above 100,000 real quick here. That's what we want to see. Looking at the 1-hour chart, we're starting to see a little bit of a turnaround and momentum back to the upside, but we need a bit more. If we go to the 30-minute chart, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We look at the 20-minute, we're starting to turn right now. We're starting to get across momentum, but that's such a low time frame. But the turnaround in the 12-hour, which we want to see happen here at this 50 line, is going to start on these low time frames. So that's why we're working ourselves lower. So it's getting likely pretty close here. We're going to flash a 20-minute buy now and see momentum start to turn. With that, we need to reclaim 100K. And then we want to see ideally the daily candle close in about 4 hours from now, close above 100,000. And then tomorrow we want to see a recovery back above 103,000. That would be the ideal case. That's what we want to see here. So that's what we're going to be watching out for a reversal. If we're going to see a capitulation moment, then we're going to see how we're going to gauge that. Is this 6-hour it's going to stay down here. The momentum will be down here for longer. If we want to see this reversal, we need to see it happen pretty quick. If we don't, and we see this momentum stay dead, then it's likely we'll see that capitulation moment tomorrow. And where could that bring us? So that could bring us, if we zoom out here, that capitulation could bring us down to the bottom void line band on the 1-day chart. And if we look at we're at like the top of the lower band right now, basically. If we were to come down and see that capitulation moment, it's likely we're going to come down to the bottom band of the void line, which is currently here around like $93,000. 93 could even be at like 92,000 by the time that we work our way down there, if we do, which is kind of interesting because I believe if we go to the Bitcoin futures chart, that's where our gap is. 92,000. Yeah. See right here. That's where our gap is. As you can see right here from April of this year. So that kind of lines up. And that actually fills all of our gaps at that point. So if we do see that capitulation moment, likely 92K would be the stop. And I still believe that it wouldn't be, a deathly scenario in the sense that the bear market kicking in, unless if we come down to 92K, we would need to see a recovery within a day or two of that. Like if we see a drop down like this, I'd want to see the following candle reclaim right back up to getting above or holding support at that 2-day 200 moving average, if that's going to be the case. So That's where we would go to. Could even come down a little bit more, like 88, 87,000. But like, to me, that's the line in the sand. That is the line in the sand of where we must hold for market structure to maintain in a healthy uptrend. Because if we were to take this, well, to be honest, we're already at this trend line right now. But if we were to take this trend line more slanted like that, like this right here, that brings us to, well, really like 92,000. So yeah, 92K is going to be our level to hold. So that's where we're at. And then the market structure here around like, 88 to 92. So that's our line in the sand. If we don't hold that, right, let me go to the 3-day chart here. You can see, so that we do have the 3-day 200 moving average around that 88 to 90K as well too. So that's our line in the sand at the end of the day. That is our line in the sand. You can even see that back in November, December of 2022 at the start of the bear market of last cycle. We did see 3-day prepare to buy soon. And usually, the first one that we saw, prepare to buy soon, buy now, we did our double top. The second one flashed a lot of prepare to buy soons, and we kept going down and down and down and down. That's why we wait for a buy now for confirmation that at least the dust has settled. And the dust did settle here for months, like 3 to 5 months here. It wasn't until that we flashed another prepare to buy soon, broke below the 3-day moving averages, and the EMA ribbon was red. That was like literally like the start of the capitulation of the bear market. So that's what we're going to be watching out for. If we keep flashing prepare to buy soon, prepare to buy soon, prepare to buy soon, there's a lot of weight to the downside. And if we do come down and we hold the 3-day 200 moving average, maybe that's where we could find a buy now come in and us kind of have the dust settle. But we need to watch that 3-day 200 moving average close, because if we break below it with the EMA ribbon cross down turning red, it won't be good. But that's, we're not there yet. We're still holding the 2-day 200 moving average, as you can see, at 98,000. And I went over what we need to happen in the next 16 hours for us to reverse this and go to the upside, and what would, or where we would head to if we don't see that capitulation to the downside. So that's going to be it. We'll be watching it. I'll see you guys in the Discord and in the next video.